And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alphen House.
All right, I can say this without Ashley by my side as we get to do a FireWolves segment here with assistant general manager and assistant coach Clem D'Orazio in a moment. But I can say this knowing there's nobody here to hit me. 4 weeks ago, who was putting the FireWolves in the National Lacrosse League Finals? As good as they were at a 10-2 record at one point this year, 5-game slide, and it was kind of like, okay, maybe the youth of this team is catching up with them a little bit. Maybe they were just saving something. I don't know. Postseason has been unbelievable. And for as much as we've talked about this offense, we're giving the defense some love here. 25 goals allowed over 3 games. Even my simple brain can figure that out to be, 8 goals a game. Pretty darn good. And there was one where they only allowed 3. Let's bring on Clem D'Orazio here on Onorato and Miller to the show, the assistant general manager, the defensive coordinator of this team as well. Clem, thanks for doing the show, man. How are you? Congrats, first of all, on reaching the finals.
Thanks, Chris. Really glad to be here, and thank you for that. You know, we're pretty excited, I think, as a group and an organization right now.
Take us inside the defense of this team here. Like I said, everybody's been caught up, and rightfully so, in 2 guys who are Rookie of the Year finalists in Alex Simmons and Ty Kurtz. But the back end of this squad has been really good when it has mattered most.
I mean, it starts from the goalie out, you know, the old adage saying that, you know, you build the team from the goalie out. I think Doug Jamieson serves that purpose quite well, and has been a rock for us back there. You know, his whole career he's been in Albany and New England prior to, but this year specifically as we're kind of working through the playoffs. And then it's, you know, the 29 and 30-year-old veterans that, you know, are kind of like mid-age in the league, but are our veterans back there that have been with this group for quite some time. They've been with this coaching staff for some time, that are kind of leading the way. And then the young guys are just chipping away at it. And you know, it doesn't matter from 1 to 13, 14 on the roster. Every guy kind of has that mentality that they got to pick up the rope, and we all pull it together. It's been a lot of fun to work with these guys.
Game 1 of the NLL Finals is next Friday, so May 17th, at home against Buffalo, and we'll get into the other side of the matchup here in a moment. Game 2 right after that. Quick turnaround to be able to play Friday and Saturday. You've already done it once this year on the schedule, and then we'll worry about Game 3 because I know there's some schedule shifting that could happen there. But be honest with me here. Was it just the outside of us that thought, okay, great year. Maybe we see where this thing goes next year with a year of maturity, Dyson Williams, yada, yada, yada. Or did you see something in this room that made you think, despite the losing streak, we've got a shot at really making noise in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the one thing I've learned from, you know, the tutelage of Clarkey is it's the hardest league to win every single week. So you kind of take it week by week, and you know, during that skid, I don't think we played bad. You know, we lost a couple 1-goal games, and I think it's almost needed in a sense that, you know, our younger guys who were getting very successful, all of us, you know, from a coaching staff down, kind of, you know, settles us down a little bit, and we refocus and continue to plug away at it. And would it have changed if we didn't lose the 5 games? I don't know, but winning the last game of the season kind of got the ball rolling again for the group. And I think, you know, the confidence started to build, and it's just week by week, you know, take your opponent on and go from there. And it started with our first matchup with Halifax. You know, we were able to check it off the list, and then on to the next matchup with San Diego, and we were able to check it off the list. So it's, you know, it's what's next.
This will be a short-sighted question, but maybe the answer is still no. Have you ever been part of a game as physical and wild as that Halifax game to open the postseason?
It's the whole playoffs have been just another level. You know, as a coach in the NLL, this is the farthest I've ever been. You know, every playoff game, it's a different level. The players just bring it to, you know, higher standards and
So you feel it like there's a different level of intensity here.
For sure.
Yeah.
And each series, it's just increasing, and the series has a different dynamic to an individual one and done. And I think that helps with the mentality of our group and the messaging from the coaching staff and the messaging from the players internally. It's all been kind of in line with one another, that we just got to keep bringing it every chance we get. And what's next with the next shift?
You're going to get a ticked off Buffalo team because you've already beaten them twice this year. And their trajectory second half of the season has been like on a real upward climb. You know how good this team is. They're the defending champs. How do you view this matchup for your particular defensive unit?
It's a massive challenge. I mean, they have arguably one of the best offenses in the league, and you look last week, arguably one of the best offenses in the league in San Diego, and I think based on regular season, Halifax did have the best offense in the league for goals per game. There's so many weapons on that offense that we're going to scout, and we're going to do what we do internally, and just try and be prepared for it. And again, it's going to come down to the little small battles within the game, and just continuing to keep going for the next shift. And again, the best part of our group is they've had that mentality all year, and it's an excitement around the team. And I think the young guys bring a lot of that excitement too, because they got engines. They just keep going. So it's, I know I keep saying it, but it's been a lot of fun.
It's been fun on the outside too. Neither team has lost a playoff game yet, so I guess it would apply to both Buffalo and Albany. Any concern that like you're feeling really good, red hot, we have to sit for a week?
No, I think it's good. Internally for our group, I think it's good. It gives us a reset. It's great. You're rolling and everything else, and I'm sure over there they're feeling good. They're rolling, but I think it is a good reset. It's a reflection moment. It's kind of time to refocus. Gives us all more time to evaluate within our team, what our opponent's doing, and try and prepare for that. We'll practice this weekend. We'll have a team dinner, have the team together, just again to continue to build our group camaraderie as we move forward. The plan is to have this group for a long time, and just continue to enjoy each other's company.
What's crazy is, I could say reinforcements. I guess I don't know any other way to say it. Offense and defensively, this team is going to get.
Next year. Yeah. I'm the number 1 overall draft pick in Dyson Williams coming in. He's a phenomenal player. I've seen him play since he was like 14, 15 years old, and he's been a dominant force everywhere he's played. Will Johansson is another piece,
right,
on the back end, 7th overall 2 years ago, and we lost him with that injury. Like, I'm excited to work with Will. I've scouted him a little bit prior to us drafting him, and he's a great lacrosse player. So, it's just keeping adding layers to this and keeping this young group together for as long as possible. I think we can have a lot of success together.
Yeah. Poor Will, he's had to wear a suit to every single one of these games this year. But I hear he might have a new suit thanks to my guy, Mr. Formal Wear, and Justin Willock. So I can't wait to see that. All right. How many degrees are on the wall behind you there, by the way?
It's just a couple. There's some diplomas and stuff.
Just a couple. Yeah. I have one. It's in the basement somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Look, we've talked about how this team has gone from 3-15 or whatever it was last year to the 3 seed, now 3 playoff wins in a best of 3. What would it say about the way this team, and you're part of it, has been constructed to potentially win a title this year?
I think, it's a lot about puzzle pieces and following the leadership from Clarkey when this team's getting built, and how the team is directed on a game-to-game, practice-to-practice basis. We have a lot of good pieces that fit together with each other. Mm-hmm. And that was the plan as we were kind of doing this. A big rebuild kind of blew it up there a little while ago. And as we started picking pieces and looking at pieces and scouting, it was all about making sure it fit with one another. Did it happen a lot faster than expected? 100%, which is kind of awesome. But I think that's a big part of it. And you look at our offensive group with all these young guys, and you think, oh, it's going to take a while. And so part of the offense did take a while, but a part of it just kind of clicked right away. And it's a lot of selfless guys up there. And I think that's the number one thing for an offensive group. And you look at the defensive side, and again, it starts with Doug Jamieson and net, but they all kind of work with each other, off each other. And it is a very similar mentality. I've got to credit a lot to Colton Watkinson this year and his leadership of just kind of keeping that defensive group in line with each other. And again, those leaders like Nick Chakowski, and even bringing in Anthony Jokum with that championship pedigree and, a strong defensive knowledge. He has a coaching background. These are the guys that have kind of continued to propel this forward. And I think that's the big reason why we've had success. And ultimately it's their will to win. They're dogs.
Oh, I'm so glad you used that word. It was literally, it's built into my next question here. We talked with John Wagner last week and had some fun with him. Who is the dog of this defense? Who, if you're getting into a bar fight, who do you want on your side?
All of them. I want all 11 right there, 12, 13, even practice roster guys, all of them right there, and I think that's, again, part of it is, one guy's maybe having a tougher game. Another guy is helping him out. Another guy's stepping up for him. And one game it's John Wagner getting 13 loose balls. Next time it's can't remember who we gave it out to, but like Nishimura is getting 7 and Watkinson's getting 10, and this guy's getting, everyone's kind of just got that same mentality that I think allows us to play a little bit more free together.
All right, who's got more bark than bite?
More bark than bite.
Who yaps more than he might hit you?
I don't know. Leo Sturlos has a lot of yap. Like, he'll still hit you. So I don't want to say he won't hit you, but he's got a lot of yap. Like, he doesn't stop. So I'll give it to Leo.
If you can steal one guy from the offense to play full-time defense for you, who would you want?
Oh, these guys are going to kill me if I say someone. I mean, they all have their own attributes, and every single guy has been stuck back there. And it's not like we're holding our chair going, oh no, he's stuck on defense. Every single guy can do it. I just remember in San Diego, Simmons got stuck back there. Some guy set a down pick, and he jumped out and clamped a guy like he looked like he'd been playing defense in the league for a couple of years. But again, a bunch of them, the first's been stuck there, Walker's been stuck there, Palace, like Longbow, Granite, like they've all been stuck back there. And it's part of our system of where they go and where they fit in it, and they get it. And again, that's going back to leadership with Clarkey. He's, we've defined some of that roles for those O guys if they get stuck on defense and what it looks like for them. But yeah, I'm not going to pick one person just because they've all done a very good job this year.
It's like the guy who has no business scoring a goal, burying one. He'll never let you forget it, and he'll probably be petitioning to play offense full time. These guys get one shot at it, right? They're going to be the star for that one moment, and probably tell you that you need them on there. But yeah,
no. Every time a D guy scores, they want to be on the power play the next game. That's for sure.
That's all good. All right, man. I can't wait. Enjoy the time off here that you get to really kind of prepare for Buffalo. I know you said it'd be a big challenge. You look at the numbers, it will be. But their defense, by the way, we won't sleep on them either. 21 goals allowed by Buffalo in the 3 wins. They've had 25 by you guys. So this, I don't know. I mean, we're expecting fireworks, but it'd be fun to get a couple of 8-7s in this finals. That wouldn't be so bad to see the goalies stand on their heads a little bit, or the defense shine. So enjoy the week off, man. Clem, thanks for doing the show, dude. We'll catch up soon.
Thanks, Chris. See you soon.